Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a combination of my 8 and 9 week update. Week 8 was the scary week that I was absolutely dreading. It was my scan, first scan, and of course the blood glucose test. So I am in week 9, at the end of week 9, so I thought I would do a combined update. So I did the scan before the glucose test. I kind of did that just because this is really bad, but I also want to be like really real with you guys. I have the worst fear of needles, which you will like hear a lot, like hear me talking about a lot in these updates and what I'm going through. I'm gonna start crying. I'm so emotional. I just spoke to the doctor about some tests, so I just feel a little bit overwhelmed. So I did the scan, which was the dating scan. Basically, just in case you haven't done one yet, so you go in there, I don't know what they called, like the ultrasound lady, she was really nice. My husband came with me. That was something that I definitely wanted to do with him, and I'm so grateful that we are not in specific COVID times where it's only, you know, the mum that can go in. So we had to wear masks, which was totally fine, but the most surreal experience, to be honest. She did say that if she can't get like good pictures and see what's happening properly from the outside, she would need to do an internal ultrasound, which it is what it is, but I definitely didn't want to have to do that. So I was very, very excited that I didn't have to do that. And yeah, it was just the weirdest surreal experience. This whole thing is such a surreal experience, to be honest. And yeah, it was really crazy. So the baby's looking good. I got some pictures, which it's really cool. The place I went to actually has their own app. So every time you go, they'll just upload your, like, all the images into the app so you can keep them, which is really, really nice. Heartbeat was good, and I didn't hear it, but she had on the screen like the little things that you could see that there was a heartbeat. I couldn't really make out much, to be honest, but yeah, there's definitely something in there. I specifically was like, is it just one? My husband kept on joking about it. Maybe we would have twins. So no, we are having just one. And then, so I believe that was on the Tuesday, and then on the Thursday I had the glucose test. I did the 3-hour one because my blood sugar was quite high in my first first blood test. It was at 5.5, and the doctor said it should be around 5. So I was definitely freaking out about that. I was reading a lot about the test, and I've watched so many YouTube videos about the test. So basically my experience, went in, had the first blood test, which I think they take about 2 vials, or maybe it was just one. It felt a lot quicker than the initial blood test. Did that, and then I laid down, so sat up. She gave me the drink, which was like the lemon lime flavor. It wasn't cold. It wasn't bad, but to be honest, it wasn't great. It was thick. The thickness really put me off, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't feel like I was going to vomit, but I didn't feel great. Like, it was a lot of sugar and just not a great flavor. And unfortunately at that time, my nausea had come back. So I just felt like off, I hadn't eaten, and it was just not a great experience. So after drinking the drink, I went out into the waiting room. Unfortunately, they didn't have like a room with a bed that I could lay down in. Under pretty strict instructions not to go for a walk, not to leave, basically. And then back and have my blood drawn on that exact hour. So I had first test in my left arm and then the second test in my right arm. I've never had a blood test out of my right arm, but yeah, both of those were completely fine, super quick, not bad at all. The lady who takes my blood, or has taken my blood a few times now, she's really great. She understands that I hate needles and like all of it, so it was totally fine. And then the third one happened. Now, I don't know if this is everyone's experience. So she went back to my left arm. I don't know if there's a bruise. Yeah. So this was honestly a week ago, and you can see the bruise. Like, you can see 2 bruises there. And then that one is fine. Oh my God. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was the most painful test, most painful thing I have had in a very, very long time. That hurt so bad. I don't know what happened. She said because it was just the second one in the same arm that it hurt. I feel like she got it in the wrong spot, or like something must have gone wrong. And I just sat there with my eyes closed. I was completely like clenched up and in the most pain, and I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The amazing thing is, because they're only taking such a small amount of blood, it doesn't last long. But for the test to start, I felt like it took so long for the test to start because of whatever was happening with getting this needle in, or because it was the second one in. I don't understand, but I don't know. Let me know if you guys have had the 3-hour glucose test and your third needle just being so painful. So I was very lucky. My husband actually dropped me off and picked me up, just because I'd heard that a lot of people just feel quite off after it. I mean, you've been through a lot in a morning. So my advice is definitely, if you don't have to drive yourself, definitely get someone to drive you and pick you up, and then have a snack with you. So when you can eat something. Probably they do suggest something high in protein. So I actually had a protein bar with me. I wouldn't suggest anything sugary, because the amount of sugar that you'd put in your body already is just high. So you probably wouldn't want that. Maybe like a sandwich or something like that would be great as well. And definitely, because it is fasting for 8 to 12 hours, I would say do it first thing in the morning. I actually woke up around 11:30 the night before and had like 2 Vitabrits, just because I thought I feel nauseous and sick already when I've got an empty stomach. So if I can like have food later at night, so I'm not completely starving, I might feel a little bit better, and that did definitely help me. But yeah, I'm so glad that's over. And just in general, I've been super tired, like struggling to do a lot of things, having naps. The nausea is definitely a thing as well. I feel like I look super bloated in my stomach. I'm feeling pretty self-conscious, and I'm feeling pretty down about how I look as well. I just feel like I don't feel or look pretty, and that is a little bit depressing in a way. My boobs are completely so sore. I feel like my nipples are changing. So yeah, it's a very interesting time. So week 9 is what I'm in at the moment. Again, it's pretty much the same symptoms. I just spoke to the doctor. I kind of broke my heart, because she said the test needs to be between 3.4 and 5.4. and she was like, my level for the fasting was at 5.4. So she's like, it's all good, we can't call it diabetes. And then she realized afterwards that the level had actually changed to 5.1. So I am over by 3 points. Now, I was working super hard within that week to try and drop my level. So it started at 5.5 and then now it's down to 5.4, which she wasn't completely concerned about. She did say that, I mean, we need to get into like, I'm pretty sure she's at a gynecologist to see what they recommend. I think it's a little bit past just a GP where I'm at the moment. She said that she could definitely do a referral, or I can let her know who I want to see. So within the next like 2 weeks is when I think we're gonna start telling people. So like my sister-in-law's had a baby, my sister, well, she's had 3 babies, my sister's had 2 babies, so I will definitely be discussing with them like their experience to see if they recommend like places specifically. And I guess in the meantime, knowing that one, I can actually drop these levels with diet and exercise, that's definitely something that I want to try and do. She didn't say that it's at a level where I need like insulin or anything like that, but she did say it's probably like a week to 2 weeks is fine, but then it's gonna start to have to be a priority, which is completely fair enough. Like, I don't want to like harm the baby or like something go wrong because I haven't been on top of something. So it's also really hard because I definitely have an avoidant personality. So this whole experience of having to like actually do things that I don't want to do in time frames is really hard, and it's pushing me, and I'm feeling very, very overwhelmed with the whole experience. And I just feel like, particularly like with the needles and the medical side of things, I just feel like I'm getting thrown into something that I am so uncomfortable with, but I have no other option but to do it, which in one instance is good to obviously push through and like just do it, but it's also like I just feel like it's a lot. Like, it definitely feels like a lot on top of like all your hormones and emotions that you're going through, and it just, I don't know, like you just feel like a different person. I put a glass of cordial in the fridge and my husband drank it and I started crying because I was like, why would you do that? Like, it sounds ridiculous, but when you're in the moment, you just feel so like that's just how you feel. Like, it doesn't seem ridiculous until you look back on like things like that. But yeah, still feeling quite nauseous, really, really, really low energy. But yeah, I think we're going to do a like Mother's Day, I guess, announcement to our family. I haven't really decided what we're doing, but now that I kind of have to start to talk to people about these sugar levels being that little bit too high, I definitely, yeah, need to start to tell like our family and some close friends at this point. But yeah, I did ask about the Harmony test. That's something that we do want to do just to see if there is any like abnormalities or any issues, and to make sure everything is going completely okay. From what I've heard, that is quite a big blood test. So again, it's like, it's so hard, but it's like you've got no choice. So it is what it is. I'm gonna have to do that. And from what I've heard, it is quite expensive with no rebate as well. So she said, my doctor said within 10 to 12 weeks is when you do that. So I do have a bit of time, but it's also another one of those things how it's like you have to do it within a certain time. So yeah, we'll see. But that is it. We're up to week 9 and I will see you guys with more updates very, very soon. If you are on this journey with me, definitely let me know in the comments section down below. I would love to hear from you. What week are you? How are you feeling? Definitely, I would love to know. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye.